All right, friends, we're going to revisit weed eating right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver, man. I knew that a video about a string trimmer would stir up a bunch of controversy, and it did indeed do that thing. So in the previous installment, I had purchased this because my other one crapped out, and I wanted to clean up area that has that vine on it so I could put more ground rods in for my new fencer that's coming. And this was a job that my other one, which was electric powered, would have done. It always did do it. It worked fine on those vines. Never had any trouble. So I thought I'll buy a nice one. I've never had a really nice, gas powered string trimmer. And I did, and I had nothing but trouble with this head in the last one. Now, there were people in the comments who said, oh, you're going too close to the concrete and you're just trying to break the string. Well, I'm trying to put it through its paces, but also that's a job, like I said, that I would have done. But that had nothing to do with the fact that the head would not feed out. Even if I was hitting things and shearing off the string, the point was the thing would not self-feed. I tapped it on the ground while it was spinning, and you couldn't get it. If you stopped, and sometimes you could grab a hold of the end and pull, you could get a little more. And anyway, we discovered, and then I put that clip, I think, in the end of that video, that there were issues with this head by design. And so I went back to the dealer, and sure enough, he said, yeah, even I changed out the head. I don't like it. And I thought, well, boy, that would have been nice to know the other day. So, what to do? Well, I got me one of these, kind of like what I had on my other string trimmer, an Echo Speed Feed 400. And what's nice about it is the loading. It is so easy to load that this is the way to go. And it was only like $35, so sure. Also, it will accept maximum, the 105 line, which is what I bought. And I'm wondering if that is part of my issue. Can you see how it has that cross section like that? It's aggressive, and that's what I like about it. They had a black and orange kind of twine, he said, that was like carbon fiber, and it would hold up better, but he said it wasn't as aggressive. And I wasn't thinking, and I thought, hey, this is like what I had before. Let's go for it. But I'm wondering if the bunch I had before was 95 in this, but I don't remember. Sure I can find what's left of that roll. Another thing was it being bitterly cold might have affected that, but even though that just came out of the store, so it wasn't as cold as the outside temperature when I was using it. And then I learned something. Many people commented, and I thought, when the first guy said it, I thought, this is nuts. And then I got to looking and then did some internet research, and there's more people that say soak the string in water overnight, because string dries out and then it gets brittle and it breaks. Now, who am I to say if that works or not? But hey, it don't cost nothing to dunk her in some water, so I'm gonna have to do that and see. Maybe that had something to do with it. But plan A here is going to be to change out this head. Oh, and then we're going to grease it, because last time it acted like it was smoking a little bit, and I told them that, and they said, well, you shouldn't have had to grease it. It should be fine for a long time. So I said, well, that's what I thought. But so they gave me some grease, and we can tackle that. But I think what we will do first is take the head off and swap, and then we'll grease at the end. The pickup makes kind of a nice work surface, We need to jam something down in that hole, and I think it actually came with something in the bag that came with the thing. I bet that's what that rod is for. Do you figure that that's the rod to jam in to take the head off? So I'm not up on all this, but see here, that dealer on the internet was like, this is so easy to take these off, but I don't think it is. I think it's kind of a struggle. All right. Well, I did a dumb thing. I put you on top of the bag with the rod in it. So. Come here. Now, I would assume that once you drop all of your stuff and it falls away, you know, there. I think that these are left-handed thread. They are. Good deal. It being new is probably the only reason that I could do that. Now, let's have us a look-see up here. Sealed bearing, little shaft. So, I'm not exactly sure what, oh, okay. There's what the metal rod was engaging. And we're gonna have some adapters and stuff we gotta deal with on this. And I think we also have to change out the thread, because I think it comes preloaded with a different thing. We need this piece, and we need the, I believe it is the green adapter out of the bag. We will test fit it first to see. Yep, green adapter. Okay. Now, I think I have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to disassemble this to get it. And I don't even remember how I got these apart. Oh, there. Yeah, see, these are super easy to use. Look at that. And then we need to, since it comes preloaded with string, do we really want to fool with their string, or do we want to just swap out? I think we'll just swap out to our kind right away. This needs to get pushed out of there, and it's almost going. Like, come on, get out of there. Oh, that piece comes out. Okay. So we got to get that gold piece pushed out somehow. There. Then you're going to get your green one stuck in there, because you were using it as a pusher, which you knew was a dumb idea, but you did it anyway. All right. So this jobby goes in there. And then what went next? Oh, this went like that. And then let's take all the string out because we don't need it right now. I'll show you the trick in a minute. We can use it, I mean, whatever. All right, now got to remember this goes in this away, because if I put this back together, do I have, there we go, working correctly. Then before we put it back on, we got this little deal here, which has a recess to fit the Stihl hub. Get in there, you. Would help if I used the side that has threads. Come on. All right. We're gonna call that successfully installed. Whilst we're here, though, now that's gonna wreak havoc on us. All right. Whilst we're here, we're gonna grease this just to be sure, because I'm not sure that they did. Holy Knutson, that was tight. One neat thing that they did, it's got grease in it. I just don't know if it had enough grease in it. But one neat thing that they did, they made it where this tube of grease actually threads into the set of threads. So that's kind of a nice idea that they did. Oh, it's coming towards you. That's great. But you should be able to just take this off and then thread this in. Look at that. And just give her some. Well, it didn't act like it was out of grease, but it sure didn't like it the other day. I mean, I did get a little in there, so we're gonna say that was just a preventative measure to take, I guess, because it didn't like that the other day. But who knows what the reason might be. All right. Now it is time for the beauty of this head. Let me pull off a end of string here. It usually would do like 3 to 4 arm spans of string, because I think it holds like 20 some feet. I want to say it was like 27 feet that it would hold. And of course my cutting apparatus is in my pocket. Now the beauty of this is, all you got to do to make this go is line up this arrow with this hole, and then it opens up the tube all the way through, and you can feed that line through. Sometimes if it's curved like this, you got to kind of rotate her a little bit to get it to go the, yeah. Get through there. I can see all the way through. And there we go. And I'll take you with me. But basically, what you do, pull her till the strings are even. Like such. Then you simply rotate. And it winds up the string inside itself. There, that's close. I didn't get it quite even, but that's okay. It'll trim off what it doesn't need. But with that, you're able to reload in seconds. I mean, you cut an end of string, pull it till it's even, and then twist it. You're done. No disassembling required, ever. So, let's take her and see what happens. Do we have... Is our fuel tank leaking? That would be another nice, fun surprise, wouldn't it? Let's cold start this and see what happens. I don't know that I even need priming. One pull, basically. That's why I really like this power head. Let's clean this rat's nest up. Much more better. We're not testing the quality of the string. What we're testing is the ability to be able to get it out of there continuously. And I could not do that, what I just did the other day, with that head that we had on it. So I think we are in business, friends. And the new fencer came today too, so we can get started on all this. But we got to clean up a little bit first and make it more better. But I'm happy with what we're accomplishing here, so sure. Maybe you didn't see any of that, but I just ran a whole spool of string through there and it worked great. So, you know, we'll check and see if that's what's happened here, but it should be. several people said, oh, get the bladed, you know, end on it. Well, I don't want to be that aggressive because a lot of my weed eating is not a wide open area. It is around stuff. And I asked them at the dealer, and he said, yeah. He said those blades kind of shatter, and he said the new ones are better than the old time, but he said you'll break them all the time and be fixing them. So all right, so we're down to this little end of string is all that's left, so we're ready to refill. Now that is severe duty what I just did. That's why it uses a lot of string, because that stupid vine is kind of woody, but it will shred it up, a weed eater or whatever you want to call them, and then it's a lot easier to manage. So anyway, that's why we're doing what we're doing. But I am very much happy with this different head on here, because this made this thing a very usable machine. I do say though, it's hard to get used to a gas one again after that electric one, because the electric one is so much lighter than this one. I think this is supposed to be like 12 pounds, which still, it doesn't sound like a lot, but after a while, I mean, you probably would feel it. It would probably be better if I used this strap somehow, you know. This, I've never done that, so I don't know if that is what I need to do. Put that on and have it help hold it. That might be the way to go, you know, I don't know. But like I said, for what I do with it is mainly what you just saw. I clean around fence posts and around buildings here and stuff, but basically with a zero turn mower, there's not a lot to do in the yard as far as string trimming or whatever, because yeah, I mean, the zero turn mower gets right up to it. So pretty well, it's not something I use all the time, but when there is something I want to do, I want to be able to get it done and not be fooling around, because a lot of times it's hot outside or whatever when you're doing that. And so the speed feed is definitely worth it. Even if I have to buy another one, you know, we'll see how the longevity of it lasts. I don't know. But the one on my other one, which was branded as a DeWalt, but it's the exact same head, it lasted what, 3 or 4 years, and it was starting to wear through the plastic, so it was going to have to be replaced. The head of it was going to have to be replaced before too long. So you know what I'm saying. I would have had to spend some money on my rig anyway, but then the trigger quit working, so I figured it was time to buy something nice. And the straight shaft is way more better than the curved shaft. That's what we had all the time. Grandma liked to weed eat for whatever reason. She liked to do that, and it was not the greatest. I didn't like it when she weed eated, because she would get into stuff and then it would be, the ground would just be bare earth where she was in the yard, and then when you cut it down that low, it just seemed like weeds grew up fast in those spots. But anyway, at least she did that, because it was less that I had to do. But yeah, so I like the straight shaft because you're not stooping over as much, if you're taller especially. So good thing we finally got us a usable machine here, and we can get our rest of our project done, and that should be all we need, you know. So my reaction to this Stihl, what is it, FS 131R. I love the machine. I did not like the factory head, but once I changed that out, I'm a fan. Anyway, the camera keeps getting too hot, so we're gonna leave this one here. I like this machine, but if you buy one, you may end up switching out the head to something else. So that's what I can say about it, but until next time, we'll leave this one here. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it, or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.